Hey everyone and welcome. Well, it seems that grooming gangs are back in the headlines and are back in the public perception. And it also seems like they are still desperate to hide, make excuses, and completely deny that it's actually happening in the first place.
The core is rotten, and I can behold the tide.
Now, Jess Phillips, Labour MP, has actually denied Oldham Council a government-led grooming gang inquiry. And the reasons why is absolutely astounding. Now, if you didn't know, Jess Phillips is the Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State, you'll be ready for this, for safeguarding and violence against women and girls. Yet she doesn't want an inquest, an investigation into the grooming gangs that happened in Oldham and elsewhere, and all of the people that denied it was happening, made excuses for it happening, and even facilitated it happening. Now, why would you do that? Unless she knows that inquiry, that investigation, would highlight all of her friends and all of her backers as being instrumental, shall we say. Now, the government inquiry would provide resources that Oldham Council currently don't have, because they've just lost, Labour that is, a massive majority in Oldham, and this has been forced onto them. Let's not forget, Oldham Council are one of the worst when it comes to trying to hide this. Now they've actually said that they need to have it done, and the government, according to Jess Phillips, have said no. You don't deserve justice. Now here's a politician, a lord to be exact, giving you an idea of the scope. Have a listen to this.
But if we extrapolate nationally, the J report on Rotherham and other reports on Telford and Oxford, there appear to have been upwards of 250,000 young white girls raped in this century, very largely by Muslim men.
Young children, you should be saying there.
And given these girls are usually raped several times a day for years, so, my lords, what is the government's answer to the Chief Constable of Northumberland? But if we extrapolate nationally...
Now, did you hear the person in the background going, "Excuse me"? What? You don't like facts? Don't like reality, do you? 250,000, and that was quite a while ago, and it's still happening now. And they're still trying to hide it, let's be honest. Here's the police in Scotland have arrested a grooming gang, but they kept it secret from the public. Why would they do that? Anyone? Now, we know why, don't we? But let's highlight the facts of what went on. This is a father...
I'd got a phone call
of one of the girls that went to try and rescue her and was arrested himself by the police, no less. Have a listen to what he says.
I'd got a phone call to say where Elizabeth was. So I come across, because I lived on next estate, I come across, banged on the door. I saw a movement in curtain, then within probably 5 minutes a police car arrived. They asked me what I was doing. I told them. They arrested me and took me back to where I lived, and then they arrested me. So obviously I'm sat in house again, and I was getting more and more frustrated. So I come back over to the flat.
Well, an hour later or something, was it?
It was about 20 minutes.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So it seemed within minutes a van pulled up this time, and I think there were 2 or 3 officers. They arrested me, took me down to the police station. Took me to police station. They didn't take me to where they usually charge people and that. They took me straight through into a room near cells. So I'm in there. About half an hour later, they come and got me. "Come on, you're going." I went, "What do you mean?" "Just follow me," they said. So I followed them, and they took me through officers and out from where police station is, where public going. And they warned me if I come back to the flat, I'd be arrested for stalking. Because stalking laws had just come in then, serious ones. So they let me go.
But what happens if you say, like, "My daughter's in there, I want my daughter out"?
Yeah.
What do they say to you? She isn't in there, or she wants to stay in there, or what do they say to you?
It was what they were saying to me, it was what they were threatening me with. You know what I mean? They wouldn't answer me questions. Why wouldn't they get her out? Why wouldn't they let me get her out then, if they don't want to do it? And I just kept coming back all the time. Look, you're targeting people because of the race. I said, I'm not at all. It's because of what they're doing. These are grown men.
So there you go. The scope was massive, the cover-up was extensive, and the silencing of anyone that tried to stop it was massive. All done by the state, all done by cretins that have never, ever seen justice about it. Not one of them. Not one. Where's the justice for the girls? 250,000 of them have not got justice yet. Have they? This is absolutely disgusting. Now, there is a case that's just been... The minutes have just been released from the court, and they are vile. I couldn't even contemplate repeating them on a YouTube channel. That's how bad they were. So, we've had a look at what Jess Phillips done in regards to denying the Oldham Council's request for an investigation. Now, I said I'd tell you exactly what she said. She says she's very sorry for the delay in responding to both of the executive's letters, but she said that she believed it is for Oldham Council alone to decide to commission an inquiry into child SE locally, rather than the government to intervene. The minister continued, I welcome the council's resolution to do so, as set out in your letter, and to continue its important work with victims and survivors. Now, that sounds all well and good, doesn't it? But until you realise that Oldham Council, for many, many decades, hid the fact that their town was being used to attack children on a mass scale. This needs to be done on a nationwide level, and her doing that is just her saying, I want nothing to do with that, I need to think of my career. Am I wrong on that? Now, it does get even worse. Remember when he said that stalking is what the police used to stop him saving and rescuing his own daughter? Well, here's the last post that Jess Phillips made, and it's in regards to, coincidence, I think not, stalking. She put, in response to the stalking super complaint findings, the Home Office announced much needed pressures and measures to help victims of stalking. We were happy to welcome Jess Phillips to our office to see the work that we do. But she uses that same law to allow the mass assault of female children. Now, I demand her resignation. In fact, I demand every single person that had any input whatsoever into it for many, many decades sees the inside of a jail cell, because that's the least they deserve. Am I wrong on that? And here she is again, trying to make out that this was a while ago, that the only reason that people are kicking off about grooming gangs is because we're far right and we're using it for our own benefit. This is projection on the next level.
However, I think that what I will not let happen is for the far right to use the exploitation of vulnerable girls in this country and what happened in Cologne for their own ends, when they've done absolutely nothing about sexual violence and the culture of sexual assault until it fits their purpose. However,
did you hear the cheek of that? It just gets used by the far right only when it fits their purpose. How about hiding it because it fit yours? Hey, how about that? It's absolutely disgusting, isn't it? We need to keep shouting this from the rooftops until somebody starts doing something about it, because there is no justice for any of these girls until the people that allowed it to happen also see justice. Let me know what you think in the comments, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. There are other ways to help the channel in the description. Stay sane in this absolutely disgusting world, and I'll see you on the next one, everyone.